does art make us happy? Okay, so we've defined happiness and we've defined art. If you missed it, they're the first two videos in this series. You don't have to watch them to understand this one, but they do help to give us a background. So, art can make us happy. This isn't just some new age, let's all be creative and chant mantras idea. There is science behind it. Numerous studies have been made in which people creating or viewing art were tracked using electrodes. They found that art does indeed stimulate various parts of the brain, including the pleasure centers. It also releases dopamine and serotonin. All in all, art has been proven to be good for our mental and emotional health. But how does it do that? Let's start with the activity and process of creating art first. What do I mean by creating art? Well, anything related to drawing, painting, or sculpture. The easiest and most popular is drawing. You don't need to be an artist to do it, you just need a pencil and a piece of paper. Nothing complicated. And if that doesn't appeal to you, there's so much more that you can indulge in without worrying about how good you are at art. Modeling clay is great for releasing tension, although we don't use ashtrays so much anymore. Coloring mandalas is great for increasing focus, or you could take a class in watercolors or many other things. The important thing, though, is to try and get into the flow, as we discussed in our first video. Or you could call it getting into the zone. Whatever you do, you want it to grab your full attention for a while until the world kind of goes away. But why would you do this? What's in it for you? A lot, that's what. Art therapy is a big business because it has proven value. Google art therapy and you'll see how many people offer it as a way to help ourselves get over emotional problems. So yeah, art is great for our emotional well-being. Let's look at what we can gain. 1. Creating art reduces stress. Brain scans have shown that certain areas are stimulated when we are concentrating on creating something, usually pleasure centers. This in turn lowers our cortisol levels. Cortisol is a hormone that causes weight gain, acne, thinning skin, muscle weakness, and more. By lowering these levels, we feel more relaxed and our body can shake off these unpleasant effects. 2. Creating art improves focus. Once you're really into it, you are in the flow, and the world goes away. You are no longer thinking about your job, or taking your kids to the dentist, or the fact that the car needs new brakes, or any of the myriad things that plague us in daily life. The Buddhists know that one must be in the moment, thinking only of the thing that is in front of us right now. This is what the Buddhists call mindfulness. Creating art can become active meditation, which clears the mind while also allowing us the satisfaction of accomplishing something. 3. Creating art can allow us to imagine a more hopeful future. Every pencil mark, every brushstroke, every thumbprint is a decision you have made about where this artwork is going. Focusing on these tiny decisions helps us to make larger decisions and to predict outcomes. 4. Creating art can be cathartic and allow us to process emotions. Often, we don't even know exactly what's bothering us. So when we start putting pencil to paper, we allow our subconscious to take control. Our drawings can illuminate things for us that we didn't even know we were thinking about. Art can let it all out. Creating art improves communication skills by fostering self-expression. Many people find it difficult to express themselves. Art lets you do it without words or without even knowing you're doing it. But that's only if you let yourself. If you are too rigid in what you expect from yourself or your art, you only frustrate yourself and nullify the beneficial effects of the process. Creating art helps prevent mental decline as we age. Studies have shown that people who do art can diminish effects of Alzheimer's and declining brain function. By spending time being focused and in the moment, we sharpen our faculties and keep our brains alert. And lastly, creating art can treat and even prevent depression. If you're sad or mildly depressed, creating something can lighten your mood. Being in the zone and mindful of what you're creating takes you out of your head for a while, and that is a must when your thoughts turn dark. However, serious depression should always be treated with the appropriate medications, and creating art can enhance their effect. Untreated depression can lead to a complete lack of desire to do anything, including art, and if you don't want to do it, it won't help you. Do you have to be an artist to create art? No, of course not. Anyone can create art, and chances are you've done it at least a few times. Doodling on a napkin or a notebook, modeling a figure of a dog out of Play-Doh, or even soft bread. Drawing on your hand with an ink pen and then making a print of it on your paper. The list goes on, but let's stick to the basics. Anyone can buy a sketchbook and drawing utensils, and anyone can draw or paint or color if they so desire. You don't have to be an artist to create art. You just need the desire. But you must be open to allowing yourself to explore, and you can't be hard on yourself. As I've told my students, create something today even if it sucks. If you don't like it, set it aside and do something else. Don't let being bad stop you. So now we have a good idea how creating art can make us happy. But can just looking at art make us happy? Yes, it can. Aside from the fact that many of us have had life-changing experiences in front of paintings or sculptures, we also have scientific studies that prove it. Both the Courtauld Gallery in London and the University of Houston have done experiments where people coming into the galleries were asked to wear a headpiece which would track how their brain reacts to what they're seeing. In the University of Houston study, these headpieces covered with electrodes worked by creating a map of the parts of the brain that respond to viewing art. By examining this data, we can get new insights into how people think and feel about art as they experience it. In the Courtauld Gallery study, a simplified version of the electrode map was given to participants, and a more artistic image was created that the participants were allowed to see at the end. Many people in both studies were quite surprised by how much just looking at art affected them by stimulating the brain. Our conclusions? Pretty much what we already knew. Art can make you happy, or sad, or anxious, or whatever, depending on what you're looking at. So the best thing for any of us to do is to get out there and draw or play with clay or paint in order to get the full benefit. But we should also try to make more time to go to galleries and museums. I know that I myself am remiss in this. I just rarely think that I could just head down to our local museum on a Sunday afternoon instead of laying on the couch like a potato. So let's get off our butts and do some art. Next time, let's talk about exactly how viewing art can affect our emotions and how artists are able to manipulate their viewers. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe so I can grow my channel. Until next time.